I was going through deals on this new Discord that Nate put together. I mean, it's new to me. Nate, how old is this Discord channel you put together?
I put it together last week, maybe Wednesday.
Couple of days.
There's got to be 1,000 people in here now. I mean,
not
I don't
yet.
even know
not
how to
yet.
shut this thing off. It keeps dinging.
Yeah, you can
Yeah,
turn
I
off
don't know
notifications.
where the Discord app is on my phone. It's somewhere on one of my screens, and I can't find it to shut it. Right?
Yeah, if you go to general, you can turn off that notifications on it. But yeah, no, I know what you're saying. It's gonna start lighting up. More and more people are gonna join.
Going up, right?
Yeah.
So when people are posting deals in the wrong room, or I mean, guys, there's a channel called Deals. Everything deal related should be in Deals. Contests are contests, right? I mean,
Simple.
taking the time to literally make these tabs so it's so organized and easy that I'm not looking for deals when I'm inside of the wholesale room. I'm looking for deals in the deal room. Okay. So here's what happened, right? I was on this amazing Discord channel the other day. It's my first Discord, actually. So I don't really know if it is amazing. To me, it's amazing. Okay. It could be. To me, it's amazing, and I'm impressed by it. But I reviewed a deal, and it wasn't a deal. And I felt like I could have just stayed on Facebook for this, right? I got more notifications, more. Why, right? But here we have a unique platform where it's not controlled by Zuckerberg, it's controlled by Nate, right? And what Nate can do that's different, Nate can get this thing organized and get it really humming and oiled like a machine. So instead of these deals that aren't deals coming out, people, look, you know who you are. You've never had a deal before, or maybe you've had one. You've rode someone else's coattails or JV'd, or maybe they didn't even pay you for it, or you bird dogged, or you saw something on YouTube. But people that are structuring deals with the hopes and aspirations of selling these and making money for themselves and their family, let's just set you up for success instead of for failure. And what I mean by that is what we're going to be doing here every day at 10 a.m. Eastern, 8 a.m. Mountain Time, or wherever you are, okay? The time's irrelevant. The fact of the matter is that we're going to teach you how to structure the offer so that when you do have a deal now, it sells, right? There's nothing worse than having a contract in hand. I mean, I'm looking at Scotty right now, or Nate. We've been there, right? Like, you've gotten a contract and you can't sell it. Like, there's nothing, more frustrating than that, right? It's like, I've done my job, but maybe we didn't do it right? Maybe we made promises that we couldn't deliver, right? Or just something beyond our control took place, right? And if we structured the contract correct, maybe we'd have had that breathing room, right? That extra 2 weeks to close, or that extra inspection period, whatever it may be, and we could have delivered and not frustrated the seller, or possibly had them walk away from the contract, right? So, Nate, tell me, materials, right? Can I share a screen? Can I drop a file in here? Like,
of course.
Able to, and again, I see people jumping in here. Like, guys, the goal here is to help you make offers, right? We're not analyzing the deal here. We're not comping the property. We're helping you make the offer. So you should already have this analyzed, right? And say, hey, here's a deal. I don't know how to make it one, right? If someone that's done this before can take this situation that I have here, and you guys have to provide us the facts, right? And we'll provide this maybe on a Google link, or a way that, we can just make this easier for everybody. But once we have the cold facts, we can help you structure an offer for this seller, right? Or maybe 2 or 3 offers, which I like to do, right? Maybe we make a cash offer. Maybe we make some type of creative offer that, gives them more money over time. And then we let them choose what really works best for them. If they're adamant that they need a cash offer, then I'm probably not going to spend my time, giving them something creative or on terms. Okay. And vice versa. So,
yeah. So to answer your question, Scott, you can share your screen. It's on the Zoom. You know how to share your screen on Zoom, right? It's just at the bottom in the green little screen. So this is so you can share your screen. You can drop files in the Discord under Collaboration Nation. You can drop them in here in the chat. I mean, what I was thinking too for this call is not only will people submit the deals to get like for us to go over them, but also like, let's give an example. Someone's brand new is talking to a seller and they say, this seller seems really motivated. They're behind on their payments. I just don't know what to offer. I just don't know how to do it. Like those are situations that we'd like to talk about, right?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Also the way that offer is being made, right? So if you're just, if you're on the phone call with the seller for the first time and, you barely built rapport and, you're going back and forth and you're making an offer. I mean, let's do some recon. No one has a gun to your head, right? Let them know you're going to speak to your boss or your partner or bring this up at the underwriting meeting this afternoon. Remember, we need them to sell you the property. You're not buying their house. You're buying a house. If they're lucky, it's going to be theirs. So they need to be selling you this property. Now, what I'm sharing you here on my screen is probably a little premature, but we can work backwards from this, okay? So when I make an offer, I want to have everything in front of the seller at that time that they're reviewing. So I created a little letter for them. They get an introduction, states the date, the address that I'm talking about specifically. If there's a mailing address that's different, I put everything in here, okay? This one happened to be for a lease option proposal. And again, it could be a short sale that you're helping somebody through. So there's many different ways to make offers, and that's really what people are going to have an opportunity to learn here through these Zooms. So again, this seller here, he wanted some cash. He was inside of a flip. I can break this down on another call if we want, just for time's sake. But I could really break it down how this offer was structured and why these were the options that were given to the seller, right? What was his pain? What was his pleasure? What was he going through right now in his life that these options would be relevant, right? Quickly, right? He only had 75 grand into the deal. It was a rehab flip. He did a lipstick pig job. It looked horrible. Here, you want out of it with a couple of bucks? Great, here you go. I could do a lease option purchase for you. It'll give you some more money. I'm only coming out of pocket with 10 grand on this thing here, and I'm going to split the monthly rent. So in this case, the monthly rent was $2,100. I was going to split that with him for 5 years. Moving on, owner financing. If one or two doesn't work, we give him a higher purchase price of 170 grand. Also the longest term, right? So he's making the most on this transaction. I'm giving him the least up front, and I'm getting the longest term. So this is living, this is breathing, this is a working relationship that you have to have with these sellers in order to come up with these types of terms, okay? One might outweigh the other, right? This guy doesn't need 107 grand right now, but maybe he wants more than 10. So we can talk and we can adjust these also. This doesn't have to be written in stone. It's like a document, right? So again, this goes over. This is only one of two documents I use. My other document would have the closing firm that we're using, or the title company, or the attorney. It would have the EMD amount that we're using. It would have the closing date. It would have the inspection period. It would have everything in front of them. And why? Because that's what's going to separate us from the people that aren't on this Zoom call, that are just making offers after having a half a conversation with somebody. They're going to lock up deals too high, and they're not going to dispo them. Okay. But when you take the time to do it right, instead of taking the time to do it over, you're going to have a higher rate of success. It's plain and simple.
That's beautiful, man. So let me ask you a question, Scott.
Yeah, shoot.
So you present this with a screen share or a Zoom call, or how do you present it to them?
This specifically here?
Well, yeah, any of the documents. Do you do it like live, well, like what we're doing right now, or do you send it to them and you're on the phone and you're like, hey, look at that document while we're on the phone?
I would love to be able to do this with every seller that I have. That would be amazing, but not every seller can.
Okay.
So number one, they all get it. They all get an email, right? They have a conversation with me and they know next steps. What are next steps? Next steps are you're going to receive an email from me probably later this afternoon or this evening. Now, why am I not saying it'll be there in 5 minutes? It's not. I have something else to do other maybe than reviewing this deal right then and there. All right. So I'll put this to the side. I'll come back to it. I'll review it real thorough so that I know I have a real chance of getting this property. I'm not just going to throw out a number to this guy while I'm on my first call with him. I'll give you $100 grand for the property. Why? If I can do a little bit more and get me the win, then let me do that and get the win. Okay. So here I am at 107,640. That's a real number. I can really deliver that to the seller in the next 14 to 30 days. I can really cover all the closing costs right here. That's a real offer. Okay. You don't want to make offers that you can't live up to and you can't deliver. What was that second top point you brought up, Nate?
No, just present. You say you present this to them, so I want to know if it was like over a screen share or you sent. It sounds like you send the email and then you call them and you go through it.
100%. Yep. They want to review it with their husband or their wife. All of my offers, they go out with email tracking. Okay. So I can see when somebody opens that email. This isn't it right here, but it would have a tab on here, right? And a drop down. So maybe I could pull one up. Give me a second.
Yeah. You send it through like a DocuSign or something.
Yeah. I think I sent you a, is this it here? No, that's not it.
What are you looking for?
It's just for a digital signature. So yeah, you could use DocuSign. I think this one that we were just looking at happened to be PandaDoc.
Okay.
But you could use HelloSign, any of those, right? So anyway, when that's sent out, you're simply going to get a notification that it was opened up. There'll be a little, electronic drop down here of what option do you want, 1, 2, or 3. And again, they don't really fill that out, but it's me assuming the close and trying to take it to the next step, right? So regardless, I'm going to have a phone conversation with this person no matter what after it gets sent out. I'm going to review each of these. Hopefully they've looked at it before then and they can say, well, number 1 doesn't work for me. That's way too low. But I like the price on number 3, but I can't go 240 months. What else can we do? Right? So while having this conversation with them, they're helping me make this offer, right? Because sure, I can do a lower time frame here. If you can do a lower down payment here, right? Or maybe I can do a lower monthly payment or no monthly payment and just do a balloon. And now I can cash flow, right? So maybe this number becomes 400,000 with 0 down, right? So you can play with these numbers and you're going to use them. You're going to use this tool basically as an opportunity to create that custom offer with that seller, right? It's not one stop fits all. That 70%, minus fee model doesn't work in every market. It hardly works anymore these days, period. So things that used to work don't now, and we got to adapt.
Agreed.
And that's you'll learn a lot of content on this channel here. New things that are available, right? New products. I started a new one. I have a buyer right now who's buying up to 70% cash down, do 30% on a 10-year balloon. Okay. And that's if the property can have 20%, right? 20% cash flow, annual cash flow for an Airbnb revenue model based on your purchase price. Okay. So if you run the numbers here, it might not be 100% to the seller, right? But you're certainly going to outbeat and outcompete all these lowball cash offers when you're coming up to the table with up to 70% cash and you're doing a balloon on the other 30, right? On a 10-year period. Now I can afford to come up to your ask price. I'm not giving you monthly payments. I'm going to give you a balloon in 10. I'm going to cash flow it. I'm going to use the depreciation on the property. Hopefully it appreciates, right? I can sell it. I can keep it. Whatever I want to do in 10 years, I've got a balloon payment due to you. So how much can I really get into this deal for, right? Can I get into a $350,000 house for 50 grand? Well, I mean, if you can, great. But I could also get into it for 228 and know that I could still sell it, right? You have to be able to sell these deals. So, Nate, what do you think the best way is to maybe go over the first one? Should we maybe do that at 1 o'clock today? Should I put out a I just need to have the information on the situation in order to help someone construct an offer, right?
Well, we were talking about submitting, like putting a Google form, right, where people would submit it, and then we'd be able to review these during the daily deal review in the morning, and then they could go talk to the seller. Is that what you mean? Like, but right now we don't have that, so maybe we could just open it up to anyone that has a deal, and we can just see how it works. Where they just tell us what's going on, we can give them advice.
Well, hopefully they don't have a deal yet, but they think they have a deal.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like right now, if they think they have a deal and they're like, explain the situation, we can kind of point them in the right way, tell them what to do, and then at the underwriting hour, we can kind of underwrite it for them.
Perfect. Okay. We can
Yeah.
do it.
So let's open it up for anybody on the call right now. Does any in the chat? Do you guys want to type? Maybe you have a situation with a seller that you think you can take all the way, or you think is an opportunity, and then Scott can analyze it and kind of let you guys know what he thinks. So let's check the chat box. I know we got about 7 people on here, so let's see. So yeah, I think Locks, Hugel, Sean, Scotty. Do any of you guys have a deal? And while they're typing something in, if you guys don't, just say no, and we can spitball. But yeah, no, Scott, this is great. I mean, when we make offers, we just present, usually just present our cash offer, and unless we feel like there's a seller finance option, it sounds like you, no matter what, present the seller finance option, and let them decide.
Yes, unless specifically during that conversation, I may make 3 cash offers, right? What's another cash offer? A cash offer, maybe I just give you half now and half in the future, right? What do I need to get into this house, right? So it could just be cash. It could not be like monthly payments or, but if someone wants a cash offer, they know they're getting a haircut right now. So
yeah,
they can take that door, but I don't want to be that guy that says, hey, this is all I can do for you, right? I'm trying to say I'm willing to work with you, work with me, right? I need a cash on cash return. You want $350,000 for this property. You've told me for the last 4 years has only brought in $1,000 a month inside of rent, and it needs a new roof. It needs a new foundation. It needs new painting. There are cats inside of the place, right? So now I'm thinking, all right, so it's going to cost me how much money to even get into this thing, right? What am I going to do once I put that much into a property? Well, now I'm going to want to just flip it.
Yeah.
Right. I'm not going to want to keep it and just cash flow it. Now I've got too much in it. I want to sell it. So we talk to these people and really just understand what they need. Someone that's asking for 350, I find out they have a mortgage balance of 275. All of a sudden, they don't really need 350. Right. They thought they needed 350 because they needed some cash to walk away with, and they wanted to pay down, get rid of that mortgage. You have a conversation with people, maybe I can give you a little more cash than what you would have gotten at 350 if you let me make you some payments. Would you consider keeping that mortgage in your name? Here's what I can do. You don't have to make the payments. Go on and on and on and on and on. But ultimately, if there's a saying, I'm going to get it wrong right now, but if I tell you what to do, you're going to do the opposite.
Right.
But if I let you come to this realization yourself, pick your choice, right? Which I didn't sell you anything. Go sit down with your wife, your kids, whoever it is that you want, your broker. I don't care. Have the conversation. 1, 2, 3. What works for us?
Okay. And you always do just so I understand for everybody on here, you always present the 3 options, and you let them decide.
No, sometimes it's 2.
Okay.
Sometimes only 2 options.
Okay.
Sometimes only 2 options, and really the reason I don't ever present 1. Right? To be clear, I don't always present 1 option, but I'll at least present 2 or more.
Okay. Never just 1. and a lot of people just present one. And I'll say in my company, most of the time it's just one. And that's
It's like
something we can
one
choose.
in a verbal,
But-
mention of the other possibilities, right?
Think about whatever any seller that you guys speak to today, no matter what number that they ask for, as ridiculous as it is, create an offer for them that works for you, right? Around that number. So however you have to structure it to give them that ridiculous pie in the sky amount, it could be 60 years. I don't care what it is, but give them on paper for you to achieve that number. This is where we need to be. Or I can give you this in cash right now. Right?
So Scott,
Let them choose the cash.
you got experience with breaking these numbers down. What are you putting this into a calculator? Are you running the math yourself? Like, how are you finding out what works for you? Because I'm not gonna lie, like I've been doing this for a while, but still, like it's hard for me to wrap my head around the math on what works for me or what works for an investor. So again, I guess my question is, how do you break the math down so you can see if it makes sense or not?
I probably shouldn't say this, but this is actually my deal calculator.
Yeah.
That's it. Okay. And truthfully, I don't even like using this.
Okay.
All right. If I have to pull out a calculator for a deal, it's not a deal. Right. if I have to figure out to the penny, well, it's got a cash flow $406. Like, is it cash? That's me, right? So I probably shouldn't be saying that on this where people are looking to learn and how to figure out cash flow or but again, you're asking me how I do it. I have a pen and a paper still. Okay. I'm old school, right? I'm 40 years old. I'm not 14. This ain't my first rodeo, right?
Well, bro, I mean, we would love for you to teach us because I mean, you
want in there.
Sorry, what, Scotty?
I thought you want in there.
Okay, we'll look at it. So yeah, I think we'd like for you to show us like on how you use on your pen and paper and calculator, how you break that information out because I need to tighten that skill up too.
Yeah,
learn from each other here. I've JV'd with people and given up significant amounts of fees just for them to use their calculators, and I'll never do it again.
So
I need to make 10 grand before the 20th. Come on, baby. Let's go.
10 grand
before 420. What do you got to buy a bag of weed? What's going on here, Scott? Come on.
No, I actually bought 2 tickets to the summit, and I'd like to give one of them away. And I'd like to get my hotel and my plane fare took care of. And let's see what else.
You said summit. What summit? Is that a known thing?
Clever Summit.
Okay, got it. All right, yeah. Well, look at his deal. He just posted it in the chat, Scott. Let's see what you can deal out of it. Get out of this.
Can you tell me how I pull up the chats?
So the chat is at the very top. There's like a floating bar. It should say chat.
Once you share the screen, it moves it around, so it could be on another screen of yours.
Oh, yeah, I got it. Yeah. Good call.
And by the way, I'll get the Google form set up today, Scott. Machine.
So all right, awesome, perfect. So let's talk about this here, Scotty. Right. So I know nothing about this property whatsoever. Right. I don't know the seller. Right. To make an offer. Right. To make an offer, I think that knowing the seller is more important than knowing the property.
Yep.
So I have the address here. The address is not going to be useful for me making an offer. It could be on the moon for all I care, as long as we have the right deal and we can give them, the right number. So what is important, something like this, you're telling me the property is livable. Great. Now, is it turnkey?
I'm going to say yes, because he lives in Arizona now, but when he comes to Birmingham to visit family, he stays there. And it was just rented. It just became vacant roughly a month ago.
Okay. So what would you want to do with this property?
Well, so the back end story is he has 4 properties total. The other 2 of them need full rehab, pretty much close to full rehab. One has got a tenant in it right now, so it's going to definitely need to be fixed up, kind of painted, carpet, whatever, if they move out. this one here is the best one he's got. So we tried to make an offer. We've already made an offer on the package deal, and he turned it down. So then we was gonna do like reinvestigate it, go scope the other 3 properties, you know, detail scope them, and then try to redo our offer because we was gonna get the hedge fund to buy. But the reason I threw it in the chat was because, one, it's livable and it's probably in pretty decent shape. We're assuming that at this point. And I know what he had it, and I know what he had it rented for. And I know the ARV is either right close to 200 or just shy of 200. Just basically just to hypothetically get an idea of what you're doing, just based off of the numbers. Because if he decides, huh?
Did he give you a number that he wanted? You said an ARV of 200. Did he tell you what he wanted?
Well, no, what he did is when we made the offer, we broke them down and made the offer on that particular one at 100K. Because technically, we don't know for sure what needs to be done to it. We just throw the number at him as a package deal. Then, like I said, oh no, that house is way over all 200,000. It's real nice. You know how they are. But I was just saying, hypothetically, because he texted me when I told him, I said, we need to go ahead and get another 3 properties Tuesday. And then he didn't answer me until Saturday night. He said, I don't like the offer. We're just going to go away and whatever, blah, blah, blah. So I thought, well, but if the deal gets killed, that he don't go that way, then maybe I can just go at him with the best property he's got and maybe take it down, like you say, take it down as like, if you won't take like a cash offer, maybe take it down as a rental. And I was just kind of,
before you go on,
I was basically trying to give you an example, not more or less an actual real thing, but just kind of an example to go off of how you determine what something is.
All right. So we want to make the right offers, right? We want people to accept our offers. We want people to like us, right?
Yeah.
You've spoken to this person personally, not someone on your team, right? This is you direct?
Right. I've had probably 4 conversations with him.
Young millennial, older gentleman. Who is this guy?
I'm gonna say he's in his probably late 40s, early 50s.
Okay. And
matter of fact, I think he's I take that back. I think he's 50. Told me he was 53.
He's 53, and you guys are texting on a Saturday night? And he's telling
you
how did that get started on Saturday night?
Actually Friday, I believe it was Friday or Saturday. It was Friday. I texted him and said, hey, we want to, because I'd already talked to him and told him what we wanted to do.
Okay.
That if this is not a good offer, let us go back, let's sharpen our pencil, let us look at some things. I sent him a text, said, hey, we want to go ahead and scope these properties, meaning now we've already seen one, but now we're going to go and scope the other ones, meaning we're sending a hedge fund buyer's agent guy that goes out there and scopes them, like he does the whole thing, right? Like an inspection, so that we can determine.
Or have you had someone else walk through, or is that your first boots on ground?
No, the acquisition girl I work for, she went to look at the first property. Okay. But when he decided he wanted to sell all 4 properties, she's got real close relations with this one hedge fund. And she said, let me just tell him, let us get in there and let's just scope all 4 of them the way they do it. They do a full-blown inspection. They don't charge us for it. And that way they can give us a detailed number, like down to the number, down to the penny, so that we can either come up to his price that he really didn't say, but give him a little bit more than we offered, like find out what our fine-tuned number is. But the problem with that is when he finally answered me Saturday evening about 7 or 8 p.m., he said, I'm not good with the offer and this, that, and other. It's like he's lost, and I haven't spoke to him today yet.
All right. I mean, just as an outsider looking in, I think You got to utilize your tools. I don't have a hedge fund buyer that's sending somebody out on the ground that I don't have a contract for, and they're doing walkthroughs on 4 houses. I don't have that luxury. So if that is a tool that you have, that this buyer will go do these walkthroughs for you and then tell you what they're willing to pay for, that's great. But use that then to your advantage. I mean, it doesn't matter what they're willing to pay. Your contract is your opportunity to have with the seller that I have hedge funds. One specifically has shown interest in your property. I'm going to have them give a walkthrough on Saturday. My company gets paid minus 5% of whatever they offer you. That's it. To me, that sounds just super simple. I mean, I'm not agreeing to his number. He's not agreeing to your number. This is what I have. It's a real offer from a multi-billion-dollar single-family buyer in the United States of America. They're willing to pay $200,000 for your property and close on 4/20 with XYZ Title Company in Birmingham. Right? Here's how my company gets paid. Have that conversation, though, before that walkthrough happens, though. Right? You can even have that letter of intent, a non-circumvent. You can put together a simple 1-page agreement that goes out to that seller and says, hey, I'm sending a buyer over there. If you guys can make a deal, right? If you like the buyer's number, I'm just looking to get paid for the introduction. That's all. So it might not be, your normal wholesale or assignment fee like you're used to, right? I don't know what you typically charge, but you can certainly make money on a transaction like this. Look how easy that was to make an offer for the guy.
Right. Okay. Gotcha. Okay.
You guys, everyone in agreement here that the easiest way to make an offer on that property with the tools that Scotty has here to his advantage, he has a buyer going to the property. We don't know what that buyer is going to pay. We don't. It could be more than what the seller even wants. Might be less. We don't know.
Wow,
But if that seller can agree to pay you a piece of what that number is, it sounds like a nice business model you got, Scotty.
Go for it.
I agree. That would simplify.
I'm adopting it, I guess, as I go along. Like I said,
that's sounds like the easiest way to make an offer. I mean, it's a little different than probably some of the other offers that you've done before, but
yeah,
for what this situation is, right? We're looking at this specific situation here, right, guys? So
yeah, I mean, transparency is a great idea. A lot of people think like because we're wholesalers, we gotta like hide everything and not be straight with people. But it's like, no, I mean, I tell people all the time what we're doing.
It's funny how you can make more money doing that too.
Yeah.
But the good thing about this hedge fund is she's like, she's been sitting at the car at the airport with him. I mean, they're personal friends now, and we sell him everything, and he gives her top dollar on everything.
There you go. That's awesome.
I mean, she can literally call him and say, hey, I got a property over here at 123 Main Street. I have not seen it yet. Are you interested? Can you send your guy? They say he'll be there tomorrow.
Dang.
And within less than 24 hours, he gives her an answer.
Sounds like a great way to make money.
Just make sure you put her cell number in the chat, okay?
That's right.
And she's a buyer herself too, because
all right, we'll get you paid, Scotty. We'll get you paid. Everyone wants to get paid. Everyone will get paid.
Yeah. She's great. I'm glad I started doing her acquisition stuff because she's taught me a lot and kept me out of a lot of trouble.
All right, guys. Well, these calls we usually want to take them about 45 minutes, and then we'll reconvene. At 11 a.m. Mountain Standard Time for a deal review, or one.
There would be, Scotty, you're going to have that conversation with that seller, and you're going to let them know we have a buyer. Here's how I get paid. Right? Tell them the property doesn't work for you. Right? I gave you my offer the other day. I know that didn't work for you, but that's what I can afford. Tell them I'm just one person. It's me and my wife, right? I can't do what these bigger players can do. But I know someone, and I'm going to have them come by your place this afternoon. And, you just got to give me, X% of what real simple, man.
Gotcha. Wow, I didn't think it could be quite that simple. I'm telling you, I swear if I could get out of my own way, I would just.
You'll be good, man.
Get out of the way, Scotty.
All right, so now we see why this information specifically on this deal we didn't need, right?
Right.
Correct.
So
Yeah, in the long term of it, I just was basically nobody had nothing, and I just had a kind of example that
Oh, that's perfect.
hypothetically, if we took it down as a rental, kind of what the numbers would be, not necessarily cash, but like, I guess what I said, like Nathan, I was just trying to see how your calculator works and how your mind works, which I see now, and it's pretty good. I mean, I just don't think of it that way.
So let's kind of wrap it up for today, and then we'll be obviously be having a call at 11 Mountain Standard Time or 1 p.m. EST. So let's talk about how these are going to be structured. In the morning, everyone can hop on and you can submit your deals that you want to be reviewed, or like the situation, right, Scott? You're just going to talk to them, tell them what to do, tell them the options, and then later that day.
Awesome.
Sorry, go ahead, Scott.
If we could do it ahead of time, that would be awesome. Just so that we already have them, pulled up. That's all.
Oh, you're talking about like have them submit the form before the calls? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, that would be great. Yeah.
And then once
Because
you
chances are this is going to grow, and honestly, you're going to be waiting in line, right? So on a 45-minute call, if you think that I'm going to be able to review your deal in a month from now, there's no way. It's not.
Yeah. Well, what we're doing first, Scott, what I explained to you and anyone on the call or wanting to listen is, this is like a service that like most paid coaching that you pay 20, 5, 10, 15, 30K, they do not do for you because it takes a lot of effort and work. So what we're doing is we're trying to provide value and see how it goes. And eventually it will probably be like a paid premium thing where we can look at deals, tell you what to offer, partner, or you just take it the whole way. But we're just trying it out right now. And it seems, I've already learned a ton today. My company, we just offer wholesale deals at like cash offers. So if we can implement this, I think it'll help us out a ton.
I gave you the calculator, right? So
Yeah.
for that thing, right?
Exactly. So I think this is going to help us out a ton. But again, it's just we're going to have a Google form in the Collaboration Nation channel. You fill it out before the call. He'll look at the deals, talk to you about them. And then, then at the deal underwriting hour, you can come back and tell us how it went, or, we can underwrite the deal. And did I miss anything, or is that kind of what you're thinking, Scott?
No, it's awesome. I'd love to hear how Scotty's call goes with the seller this afternoon. If he can make the call this afternoon, I'd love to see how that offer was received. Right?
Yep.
Yeah, definitely.
Underwriter hour. That's what we're gonna call it.
That seller's not obligated to accept the offer that this hedge fund makes, but if he does, you're getting paid. That's all. You just got to reiterate that to him.
Yeah.
I hope they give you a boatload of cash.
Now, guys, everybody that's in this call, Scotty took advantage of it, but come either fill out the Google form or come with like something that we can help you with. Because like if I was a brand new newbie, I would be dying to talk to Scott Levine, the machine. I would say, Scott, look, I'm talking to the seller. I don't know what to do, but she wants to sell for cash. I know she does, or I know she wants to sell. I'm just so new. Please help me. Like that's what I feel like how I would take advantage of you, Scott, right? Like I would ask you questions and bring you a motivated seller or someone that seems like someone that wants to sell.
Someone that wants to sell, and maybe you don't necessarily know how to. And I'll share for everyone that was here, right? Because I'm not going to share this with people that weren't here. I think that's fair. But Nate, could I give you a document maybe of what a motivated seller sounds like? And maybe we could share that with these people here so that we're not just trying to lock up deals at retail or above retail. If I don't have to be creative, I don't need to be. Okay. Right. But maybe we could just share this. It's a short 1-page document. I'm happy to share it with people that took the action to come on here today. You may speak to 1,000 people. You just need to know what the one sounds like.
So it's pretty simple. I'll show you what to do. Just take. Is this the document right here?
No.
And by the way, Nathan, you
Mhm.
said something about submitting somewhere on a Google document or something. Is that
Yeah.
you just making a Google document and then?
So we're gonna have a Google form.
Oh, okay. Google
And then
form.
you before the calls, just submit like a deal you want reviewed in the morning,
Okay.
and then he'll look at it before and then be like, okay, how can I like, help this guy out? And by the way, we're not stealing your deal. That's not the purpose. We're trying to help out and potentially
Yeah.
partner if it makes sense.
Shoot, I'm hoping you help me, sir.
Well, there you go. That's that's why we're doing it. It's a win-win. Everybody eats.
Sean been wanting to buy one from me now for a week, and I still won't give him that address.
Yeah, man. Show me a deal, Scotty.
I got it. I've got it. It's done been looked at and everything.
I'm about to pick up my family and moving to Birmingham if you give me a deal.
I tried throwing a deal at you the other day, Scotty. I didn't realize you weren't in Bessemer City, North Carolina.
Yeah, when you said Bessemer City, we got a town called Bessemer, and I thought maybe you was calling it city. And then when you come back and said North Carolina, I was like, oh God, he's talking about North Carolina. That's why it threw me off. I was like, Levine is calling me for a Bessemer property. What the hell?
Yeah, it was out in Bessemer.
You felt that. You did feel the tingle though for a minute, right? You felt the tingle.
I was all giddy like a schoolgirl. I was like, I'm finna make me some money.
So
I was trying. See, it works both ways here,
I'm gonna make a good friend learn a lesson, and I might make a dime.
All you got to do is you got to go to file.
Yeah, it's just going slow right now because I'm on the screen share.
It's all good. So you just go to file and download, and then you would drag this file into the chat, and everybody in here can get it.
Well, here, I'm going to give you the link right here.
Oh, you're going to send it to me? Okay.
Right in the chat, you said?
You can put it in the chat, or you can just send it to me. Or you can, copy the link and put it in the chat. Everyone will be able to get it in here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, guys, the power of what we're doing right here, it's going to help everyone make more money. Like, I've been doing this for 4 years, and I've learned. I knew what Scott was doing. We're not implementing it, right, Sean?
Yeah, I mean, we implement it, but we just don't implement it as sophisticatedly as the machine is doing here. And there's no reason not to, because like you said, I mean, it's better if they can sell you the property as opposed to you selling them on why you're a good fit to buy. So, I mean, I think it's something we need to implement starting right now.
And guys, we're going to be doing these 2 calls daily. I mean, we're doing deal analysis on Fridays. We do expert interviews Wednesdays, and then I'm doing deal finding hour every day just for the month of April, because we're in a competition so you can make the most offers, who can get the most deals in the month of April. I think I'm about to get one just from making offers since the competition started. So I might be rocking everybody. But anyway, guys, like, this is the reason why we're doing this, is we want to help. Obviously, we have a coaching program if people want to work with us directly, but this, like, I know how it works. Give away a bunch of free stuff. You help people out, help people grow. It comes back and helps you out. So that's what we're trying to do. But I guess that's pretty much all I had to say. Do you have anything you want to say, Scott?
Let's make offers. I'll help anyone make an offer. Don't get yourself into a deal you can't get out of. You can always jump off a call with someone before making that offer. You can get all the information from them. The seller gives you a number. I'm not authorized to go up that high. Let me speak to my boss. Let me bring this up at underwriting. Get yourself off of that call. Keep that rapport and that great relationship that you just built with that person intact. Don't ruin it by making an awful offer.
Yes.
Worth it.
Such a good idea, because we've all done it.
Because you're about to lose.
Scotty's been in touch with this guy 5 times on the phone, and now they're on SMS, right? It's like the breakup. It's like what I mean? He's gonna be ghosted.
Hey, he did. When I got him on the phone, Saturday, or actually it was, I forget whatever day it was. I said, dude, you didn't answer me all day. You was out riding that Newbie with you. He said, I was. He said, I was not talking. Yeah, I know.
Make sure you call him. No text. You call that guy.
Oh no, I'm calling him today because of the text he sent.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm calling him today.
But I have someone that can pay more than me.
Yeah, I think he's confused. I think he just missed something in between his dune buggy riding and Saturday night and whatever. And I think he's confused. So I got to call him and then get like, ear to ear with him and see what he's thinking. Cause he's obviously smoked some dope or something between here and there.
Peyote.
Right.
All right.
Yeah, he's probably just not too
Yeah.
worried about.
I'll try to help. Hopefully you can make that 10 grand by 420 with this deal. But remember, it's a numbers game. So we got to make more offers.
I love it. All right, guys. Well, hey, thanks for the call. We'll be here daily, and we'll see you at 11 a.m. Mountain Standard Time, and then 1 p.m. your time. All right, Scott?
Take care, guys.
All right. See you.